The shedding of our corn, the shedding of corn. What does that signify? That signifies that as a collective, we are shifting in the ways, or we are shedding the ways in which we see ourselves and the material world. The corn represents abundance and survival in a way. And I know that survival and abundance is kind of spoken where we're trying to survive, we're trying to go beyond survival, or we're trying to become more abundant so that we can think that we are surviving this thing. But I think the shift in the shedding is that shift and shed from survival to abundance. It's not that we're needing to be abundant, or no, we're not trying to become abundant, but we're actually in abundant mode. So oh yeah, so it's like we went from, there's this thing saying beast mode. Well, why don't we change that up to abundance mode? Like I'm in my abundance now, you know? And it's like when you're working out, that whole beast mode thing is okay, I'm working out, that beast energy. But that beast energy is part of that survival mode, right? Because what does the beast do? The burden, even in in, I think, was it sociology, social sciences, we learned that the burden of the beast, right? So the burden comes with the beast comes with the burden. So in terms of abundance and survival, we're releasing that mindset, the beast mode mindset, in order to survive, stepping into the abundance mindset in order to flow. Because we're in this also, the backdrop, the environment is also the age of Aquarius, and that is air, but it's also water, right? We can't take that water element out of it. It's the air of water. It's explained like that. It's the air of water. I mean, it's Aquarius, right? So it's having this abundant nature, abundance mindset, and using that mindset to flow into our existence, no longer needing to be the beast that carries the burden to survive. So it's a shift. It's a shifting of our corn, that which sustains us, no longer needing to be the beast, but really stepping and that shedding into the abundance. So that's the shedding. And it's interesting because when I did the 222 portal reading, we ended where we were stepping into the corn, into our abundance. So in that mode, in keeping in that mode, because remember, life is cycles, and the cycles turn and the wheels of time turn, and just like the clock, you get right back to where you began. You end at your starting point, right? So you make that full circle. So if we're ended, or we stepped into the corn, into the fields in February. We stepped into this tunnel of abundance and the sea of abundance. And now that we're here in the sea of abundance, there's this shedding that must be done, because in at every level we must let something go to bring something in, something new in. And then we were there. I was going to say survive. We thrive there. And then there's a point again of transformation when we're ready to take another, go to the next level. So we've been swimming in the sea of abundance and seeing all that that is, the internal, the external, the shadows, the fears, the illusions. So now we can shed some of that illusion, some of the illusions that we even stepped into the field, the cornfield of abundance. You know, we stepped in with our ideas and our illusions. And now that we've been there for the last month or two, we can now shed some of that and get to the core, the cob, and really in the root of the plant and the core of the corn, right? And to really see, okay, how am I now not just eating in this field, but how am I going to create my own field of corn? You know? And we're shedding. So we're shedding to plant our own new seeds in this current sea and field of abundance that we are rooted in and grounded in. Our mindset of abundance. We are no longer have this mindset of poverty. We're in the sea of abundance. We're living the abundant life in this new earth. So, with the 4-4 portal, as we walk through this door, we are shedding. We're shedding the old illusions of what it is and how it feels and what it means to be abundant, and really tapping into the golden wisdom and the prosperity, the green prosperity of that field and what that really is, right? And what that really signifies and the richness of the red earth. Okay, so then we go into the thunder of what we are allowing to die. And for me, thunder represents again the shake-up. It represents the sound, that energy of sound again, the crackle, the breaking up, right? It is also a very feminine energy. So when I put all of that together, I say, okay, it's a letting go of the anger. That's what really what's coming to mind. The anger and the crackle of the thunder, the fear of the thunder, right? Because it's sound, really. What is thunder? Thunder is a sound. If we didn't hear it, we wouldn't see it. We don't see thunder, we hear it. So we close our eyes and you would never even know. If close your ears, sorry, close your ears, you would never even know. My eyes were closed. So if we close our ears, we would never even know that this crackle is going down, right? This thunderous noise, this thunderous sound is happening. So if we allow that sound to die, and the sound is scary, if we allow that sound of fear to die, what do we become? We just have the power that it is what it is. And that thunder goes with that lightning, right? So it's like taking away from that, from the thunder that scares us. We're allowing that fear of the thunder to dissolve and to die, and to really just tap into the strength. Thank you, Spirit. Allowing us to just tap into the strength and the pure energy that is thunder, right? and just looking at thunder for what it is, which is that pure, strong energy of the feminine that does not need to be feared, which is seen as she is, which is a very powerful energy, right? An energy of creation, the sound of creation, right? So we are dissolving and we're letting that fear die, no longer needing it, no longer needing it. And the buffalo is there too. Strength and wisdom. I'm not sure. I'm going to look up the symbolism of the buffalo. But we are also, I think we're in this season of the buffalo women. Women, if I'm remembering correctly, we're in the season of the buffalo women. So there's great symbolism along with the buffalo. So everybody look that up. You know, there's a reason. And it's a moment for us to learn that symbolism of the buffalo. And for whatever that means for you personally, to allow some of that to die within you that no longer serves you. Take out the bones and eat the fish. Allow that within you that no longer is serving you to die. Those fears. The fear of the thunder. Just take the power. Take its power. Take its power. Release its fear. Release the fear. Use the power to create. And then we step up into the north. And it's, what are we receiving? What is coming into us? And it's the Jaguar. And that Jaguar spirit is able to move through the night, and to move through the darkness with, again, courage and wisdom. So you see, we're shedding all of this. We're shedding the beast. We're shedding the fear. And we're moving into being the Jaguar, the one who is able to walk through the night, walk through the darkness without the fear. Just the power, just that power. So we're able to see beyond the illusions of abundance. We're able to see beyond the fear of that crackling sound of the thunder. And the jaguar is able to hunt in the night. So being able to hunt in the night and see in the night, again, that's that survival. Again, we're no longer surviving, but again, that's how we maintain and nurture ourselves, by having the qualities and the capabilities to be sovereign and to be able to flourish in all hours of the day, in the full 24, right? And really tapping into the soul of who we are. That darkness, the depth. And when I say darkness, I don't mean density. I mean that which we came from, the black, the womb. So that's why I say the soul. We're tapping back into the core of ourselves, the black hole, the universe, which we came from, and how we're looking at that. The Jaguar is looking at it straight on. There's no fear there, no fear at all. And the moon is there. That there's a ball there, but it could be the moon. But even though it's not above him, it signifies to me it's like it looks like a moon ball. And remember, the moon represents purified water, and that purified water is the light of the night. So as we walk through knowing ourselves, we're walking through the inner core, the depths of ourselves. We are also carrying with us the purified waters, our new purified waters, and we're in a process of purification. So this whole reset, reawakening, activation, all of that. But we're walking with this transformed being of ourselves, no longer muddying up the waters, but really having those purified and empowered waters within us. And that is allowing us to be the Jaguar, to own the night, to own the jungle, to walk through it and not be afraid, and to be able to get what we need to get, do what we need to do, find what we need to find that sustains us. So as we walk through these um, next few months, and it might feel like this jungle outside of us, know that if you have been doing the work and, on this path, that, hey, yes, I have a mindset of abundance. I am not afraid of the thunder. I am walking as the jaguar in this jungle, full of courage, full of might, and my purified waters are able to see and pierce through all of the illusions of this jungle. And then we go into the east, and that is what we are entering, what we are coming into. And it is the upper world, and it's the blue. And I just see that again, we're tapping into our higher selves, because we're walking with our soul. Our soul is speaking to us more than our fears. So with that, we are now tapping into the upper world with our Jaguar spirit. And we are connecting with our higher self and all that that is. And the upper world we're using, because we're in this season of multidimensionality, especially the month of April. The reading I did for myself in August or September of last year, this month is about multidimensionality, and it keeps on coming back. I see, and from other people, I see they've labeled it as a month of multidimensionality awareness, right? So we're in that season, and what does that really mean? Right? I've come to know dimensionality as consciousness, and basically the higher you're able to put your consciousness, that is the dimension that you're tapping into. So however you're thinking, that's where you're at, right? So we raise our thought process, we raise our vibration, we raise the dimensionality of ourselves. And in tapping into or expand the dimensionality of ourselves and tapping into the higher dimensions really also includes not just tapping into something outside of yourself, but really that higher level of dimension within you and seeing the dimensions that you are. Know thyself, right? Healer, heal thyself. Know thyself. So that part of knowing thyself is knowing that you as a human being are not just a physical body, and that you also have seven other bodies. Some say seven, some say five. It just depends on the culture and the era and the time. But if you do, the readings and the research, you understand the deviation as well as the unity within it, within everything. And you start to see that dimensionality that you are not just about tapping into an outer world of multidimensionality, but tapping into your own body and knowing how your body is a multidimensional field and getting to know your own body parts, right? So I think that is really what the 4-4 portal is opening up for us. There'll be some who will be tapping into the outer multidimensionality. Some people who will just be, expanding their minds and getting to the consciousness, the multidimensionality of symbolism and thinking, and even from breaking out of duality is a dimension, you know and then breaking out of duality puts you into another consciousness and another dimension of reality. And in these different dimensions we create based on our beliefs and our thinking and how we're seeing things. So um so on so many different levels, we as individuals will be experiencing multidimensionality. And it just, again, I always say it just depends on where you're at, what you're ready to receive, and what you've been preparing for. But we're all going through it on our own, in our own ways, and on a variety of levels. But that is the oneness amongst many different things and beings. That is the unity. So this beautiful 4-4 is really a powerful portal that is opening up, and we enter and we exit, and while we're in that portal moment, we're able to use the energy of that portal, literally the voidness of it, to create the womb energy of that, to create. So as this 4-4 portal unfolds through you, if you want to, you can use it to really come into this moment, and ground in for you this moment of rooting into the the mindset and the field of abundance, you rooting yourself into that field of abundance, shedding your old illusions of what being an abundant person means for you, and grasping the gold and the prosperity of the true corn and cob and root of abundance, which is an internal seed. Letting go of our fears of thunder and everything associated with it, and really just seeing the beauty and the strength of that energy, and just seeing her for who she is, allowing that fear and that illusion to die within you, no longer taking that old story, but to allow ride with the buffalo, ride with the buffalo. Um, and then stepping into the jaguar and seeing that in within yourself, that ability to conquer through the shadow, empowered, purified waters within you, not being afraid of the depths of yourself, and being able to walk through your own shadow and knowing that, yeah, I'm holding my moon. My moon is not above me. My moon is at my feet, walking with me. And I'm going to use my purified, empowered waters as I walk through this jungle of the world, as well as the jungle of myself, because we're all still dealing with our shadows. But we're not dealing with our shadows like we dealt with them 2 years ago, 2 months ago, or maybe even 2 weeks ago, because we have a strength and a wisdom within us, and these purified waters no longer are emotions taking over us, but they're seated right there at our feet. We have them in full view. We're in observation of our emotions. And with all of that out of the way, illusion and fear, we are meeting and connecting with the upper worlds within ourselves and around us. And really, you see that blue? We're flowing through those waters. We're flying up, eagle's arm up, phoenix rising, owl wisdom through the oceans and the seas of life, straight up to the upper world. Everything is blue. The wisdom, the voice, the throat chakra, speaking our truths, receiving, communicating, hearing, everything that that blue energy represents, our will, our communication, our truth, right? And again, it's this Aquarius, the air and the water, the phoenix, the owl. It's all rising up. And this is it. This is it. And the numbers from this reading are 10, which is 1, 56, which is 11, which is 2, 28, which is 10, which is 1, and 59, which is 14, which is 5. So 1, 2, and 5, which is 8, which is eternal, which is our soul, which is the regeneration of ourself, the eternity, the everlasting nature, the infinity. All right. I hope you enjoyed this reading. Have a wonderful 4-4. Hello, and this is going to be part 2 of the reading. Something came into me after I started listening to the recording, and then I was looking at the cards again, and I was like, oh my goodness, how did I miss that? The beautiful thing about doing the voice recordings is that you can add to it. So what I definitely saw was that the corn was in that, was carrying that male energy of the provider and the sustainer, and the buffalo number 56, the 2 energy, was carrying that feminine energy of the female energy, right? So as we walk through this portal, what we're actually doing too is we're shedding the old roles and symbolism of both the masculine and the feminine, not just the feminine, but the masculine, and how the masculine, and we all carry that masculine and feminine energy within us. So I'm not talking male and female, but just healing the divine masculine within us and bringing that into balance and allowing that to shed whatever illusions we carried around that masculine energy and what that masculine energy needs to do and be in terms of being a provider and a sustainer, right? Again, no longer needing to be the beast and thinking of survival, but really being in aligned flow, and in aligned flow with its natural abundant nature, right? And once you're in that alignment with your own abundance, then that burden is no longer there, because it's more of a flow of abundance, not a beast of burden, literally. So shedding that role of the masculine, or that masculine energy having to be that surviving beast, really, right? And then again, going into the 56, the 2, the feminine, the divine feminine, losing that fear that we have historically been taught and programmed about the feminine and Eve, really, and the temptress and the energy, that energy that weakens, right, to get, right? So allowing that old story, and the illusion of the woman, and really stepping into her divine powers and what that creative energy of the feminine is. And again, all of us, whether you're a man or a woman, carry that divine feminine energy. So allowing that to die within yourself, that image and that fear that you're carrying within you of who that divine feminine is, and how she represents and symbolizes, and how that energy is embodied and manifests within you. I also wanted to go right into the book. This reading was done with the Mystical Shaman Oracle deck, and it was created by the authors are my teachers, the school that I went to, the Four Winds Society, to learn shamanism. So I'm very happy to be using one of their decks today to do this reading, because they are the ones that really taught me how to do what I'm doing, and tap into myself, and to reach the upper world, and to see my own abundance, and to release my fears and illusions about myself, and as well the world. So it's full circle. So the corn represents the mother of sustenance, and tangible abundance. This symbol represents material prosperity in the world of form that provides stability and sustenance to many. There is more than enough. You planted a beautiful field of dreams and worked hard. Even in moments when you were losing faith, you continued. Now the spirit of the corn comes to honor this and show you a bountiful harvest. This is the time to reap the rewards of hard work and trust, whether those rewards are financial or the kind of prosperity measured in quality rather than quantity. You are so blessed when this symbol appears. Don't forget to share your good fortune, right? So let's go into the thunder and see directly from the book what message the thunder is bringing us. Legends speak of great thunder beings who live in the sky and call for your attention. When great occurrences are meant to happen in the world, they warn when tensions in a situation are called upon to be released. Their presence in your reading reminds you of the dramatic moments in life that change everything, both awesome and frightening. When thunder arrives, it is also a wake up call, one that you will not soon forget. When thunder comes into your reading, it refers to a big dramatic change that feels like a herd of wild bison on the run. You feel it right through your bones, and you know that you are powerless to influence whatever events have been set in motion. This is a time to be prepared for anything. Your life is an adventure, and wonderful opportunities are arriving now. The trick is to learn to run with them. Qualities that you need now more than ever are flexibility, dexterity, and a willingness to experience it all without dictating from where or in what form opportunities will come. Your destiny is arriving. Be ready. And the jaguar in the north. The jaguar is the protector of all life in the Amazon. And in times of fear, she brings courage and certainty. Jaguar is at the top of the food chain and never becomes prey. With great stealth, she can track her mark from a distance and not be seen or heard. She moves gracefully through the jungle, relishing the abundance of the rainforest, fearless and at ease. Jaguar knows the ways beyond death and is the master of the shadows, blending invisibly between light and dark, night and day. Jaguar calls you to explore beyond the walls that confine you, to go outside your normal routine, to push your limits and boundaries. She is delivering an invitation from your own future to investigate the unknown, to venture into the mystery and the dark places you have been reluctant to explore. Toss all caution to the wind. Know that your jaguar instinct will serve you well. And the jaguar takes us straight to the upper world. And at the upper world, this is where we meet the angels, the divine helpers, the ancient ones, and all varieties of luminous beings populate the upper world. It is the place where you go to retrieve your destiny and find out who you will become. Discover your great potentials and undreamt of possibilities. It is also the place where the spirits of the dead arrive when they complete their journey to light. The upper world is calling you to step into your fully realized self. Mm. Clear distractions so that you can move into a higher destiny. Do not fall to the temptation to craft a slightly more improved version of yourself. Dream and envision big. That's my edit. What you perceive as a problem or an obstacle is in fact the irritation slash trigger wake up call you need to take the great leap. Time to leap, folks. Leap and shine. Remember, you cannot cross the Grand Canyon in two small steps. It is my pleasure and honor to bring this message to you. Walk through the 4-4 portal with your jaguar and your owl and your abundance mindset and your power. Okay? Have a beautiful day. I love you all.